All right, so you're ready to stop mindlessly wanking and finally achieve unequivocal guitar mastery. Good, because by the end of this video, you're gonna have the exact roadmap to do just that. So you've been playing guitar for a minute, and you know you're committed to achieving musical mastery. You feel like you've studied the scales, the modes, the theory, maybe you've even gone to music school, and yet you know something is missing in your musical knowledge that's preventing you from becoming the masterful icon that you're destined to be. I was in your exact situation, and I remember the specific mental shift that took me from feeling like an imposter to the place where I am now, where I am completely uninhibited and authentic in my musical expression. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can achieve that transformation for yourself. That's the very same transformation that took my student Ashley from this to this. Now, what you're seeing in both of those clips is Ashley playing straight triads on two different sets of Coltrane changes. And that is what's missing in your playing right now. It's the triadic fundamental. See, you need the triadic fundamental to complete your musical vocabulary. And right now, your musical vocabulary is incomplete, even though you've put in the work. You've studied scales, you've studied modes, you've studied theory. So what gives? What gives is that scales and modes are only useful if the underlying triadic grammar is firmly set in place. Without that underlying triadic grammar, you don't have context for using 7-note scales. And the problem you'll always run straight into is not being able to play coherently when there is moving harmony. And guess what? There's going to be moving harmony in 93.6% of the situations you find yourself in as a musician. Now, here's the good news. You can install that triadic foundation into your consciousness in less than 6 months if you follow the exact roadmap that I'm going to lay out for you in this video. So let's get cracking. All right, so this transformation can be thought of in 5 major steps. So this first key component of this macro 5-step method is the Turbo Booster practice framework. The Turbo Booster is the central tool that we use to unlock that masterfully iconic level of musicianship that you know you're destined for. So first we just got to understand the Turbo Booster and apply it to practice form 1. So just to put practice form 1 in your ear, 3, 4, that's the loop. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to generate melodies on that loop. So we're going to focus on those single notes at this stage. The chords will come later, but once we understand this single note melodic or lead approach, it will be very easy to understand chords later. So we just can focus right here, right now on simply generating a melody that fits that harmonic rhythm, also known as practice form 1. So for the melody, we're going to grab from 2 areas. One is going to be local triad configurations. So there are 6 local triad configurations. Closed root position, open root position, closed first inversion, open first inversion, closed second inversion, open second inversion. Those are the 6 I've been talking about in all these videos. So we're going to use those 6 local configurations to cover us for the D flat major 7, which is 2 beats, and the C7, which is 2 beats. Now we're only thinking about triads, so we're going to use major triads on both of those chords. So we could have open root position on the D flat major 7. Classic, right? And all your rudiments in there. Feel it out. pick up your guitar, do what I'm doing. Right, now we're gonna go to a open first inversion C major. Get those rudiments. Classics, right? And now for F minor, the 4-beat chord, we're gonna use a range optimized pathway from the Intro to Fretboard Mastery course, which is free in the description. And if you don't have that, you should get that, because that's gonna make this video a lot easier to understand, especially this part that I'm about to get into right now, where I'm gonna use the good old fashioned F minor range optimized pathway, the one I specifically use in the Intro to Fretboard Mastery. I'm gonna go with the good old fingering 2 up here, where I have the string skip, the fingering 2 with the string skip, optimized for 2 note per strings. That 2 note per string optimization, you know I like that fingering 2. If you're a blues player, fingering 2 is gonna be right up your alley. Anyway, you see my pathways I've got here, right? So I've got these. Range optimized pathway. Right? And that's now my material to outline this harmonic rhythm, right? So what I've done is I've created a level 1 Turbo Booster practice module where I have specifically defined pathways. I can play those rubato, I can play those in time, but I'm not really focused on variation. I'm not focused on anything other than just ingraining those specific pathways that I chose there and allowing that to connect my ear to this harmonic rhythm, right? I need to hear that harmonic transition. And that right there, folks, that's the secret sauce you're looking for. I've talked to enough of you guys to know I know it right on the hammer on the head on that one. You're looking to understand the reconfiguration of the fretboard as it relates to a harmonic rhythm that's moving in time. That's what you're looking for. That's the real sweet spot of what you're missing. And you already know exactly what that is. And it's daunting. It scares you to think about. Like, how can you finally get that integrated in your playing? This way. The Turbo Booster. I've seen it work. Nearly 200 of you guys have actually completed this 5-step process. Works like clockwork alchemy. All right, so level 1 of the Turbo Booster, I'm gonna go ahead and play in time for a second, right? But I'm not doing any variations. I'm choosing a rhythm and committing to that rhythm, and also, of course, committing to the pathway. So that level 1, 3, 4. One more time. Now level 2. See that level 2? Same exact pathway, adding those variations. And that's what I'm saying. You can hang out on level 2 for a while. Because I can have fun, I can hit the flow state, I can keep that level 2 excitement going for a long time. And that is the deeply woven underlying training principle, is you're learning how to do a lot with a little. You're only using triads, 3 notes for each chord on a specified pathway. You literally only have 3 notes to choose from on any given chord. And yet if you just shift your focus over to rhythm, I mean, it's done. You're cooked. And this is where it transcends technique and things. Technique and rhythm are the same thing. You see, when I'm playing like this, I don't need more technique. Not to say that I couldn't use more technique, but it will come organically by developing through this process. Because what happens on level 3 of the Turbo Booster is we combine different pathways. And that requires us to go back to level 1, create a new pathway, do practice variations on level 2, and then ascend to level 3, bring in another pathway. Now you're compounding the practice, and you're using practice form 1 only. You're only focusing on this specific 2-bar harmonic sequence. The idea here is to go all the way deep with only that, because that's going to give you every tool you ever need to conquer any musical problem you ever face. All of those tools are mined in this harmonic rhythm right here. I'm saying this from experience, but it's also basic logic. You're looking to scale the bulletproof foundation. So what I've done here and what I've demonstrated, even in just this level 2, I could take this exact level 2 logic and I could go ahead and start playing giant steps like this. So watch me apply the exact same logic of a singular pathway to the first 3-bar phrase of giant steps. So I create that pathway on the 1 chord. I'll go open root position. Voice lead it to the obvious next choice. How about closed first inversion? Got that one. That's a classic. See, I've seen that one before. That's the whole point. I can do this fast because I've done this practice. But I'm just doing a singular pathway on a level 1 right now, nowhere near level 2 just yet. And then I'll voice lead it to a closed first inversion B flat, right? This is beautiful. And then I'll finish it up with probably open root position E flat. That's a level 1 pathway, right? So now I would just do one rhythm and commit to it. How about? So I do that rhythm. So I play that like 2 more times maybe. Right? That's it. Now I can go to level 2 and I can improvise. And just realize improvisation right here is simply just playing variations on that pathway. So that's going to sound like this. 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are dynamite. And that's a result of just like being so deep within that parameter. It releases the entire scope of my creative awareness because I've channeled that creative awareness into this little tiny place. And so I get to use all of it because I can comprehend that full paradigm at level 2. So the beauty of level 2, man, you get to comprehend the full paradigm. It gets harder to comprehend full paradigms at level 3, let alone compounding the entire process on the second step of this 5-step system. So the idea here is to go all in on level 1, level 2 on practice form 1 before you even consider kicking it up a notch and playing another form, a longer form. Form length is like the scary nightmare of compounding, right? But it's all about seeing that scalability because that's what's going to allow you to drill down and really focus at this base level practice. If there's anything unclear about this entire method, reach out to me on Instagram, or you probably already have my direct email from Fretboard Mastery. If you don't have Fretboard Mastery, I'm surprised because most of you guys have it, but the link in the description is for free. And if you want to reach out to me, you'll have my email there. You can reach directly out and we can talk about level 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's a specific alchemical transformation that takes place when you complete these 5 steps. It's just basic logic of musical development and it still blows my mind. That's what this video is. You can see I'm like very like bewildered in this video. I feel like that's the vibe because man, I've just been talking to so many guitarists lately and it's like nobody showed them what I'm saying right now. No one showed them this exactly what you just saw me describe in this entire video. No one told most guitarists this, but you just saw for yourself how that's going to complete every musical goal you could ever fathom. Because at the very least, right now, you can comprehend how much is possible with such a small amount of deliberately cultivated musical vocabulary. And that's why it's like I'm a less is more guy, right? You got the Yngwie more is more. I'm probably definitely a less is more guy, and I just showed you why. You're talking about orders of magnitude at level 3, let alone go to a different harmonic sequence altogether. And the fact is, Yngwie didn't ever play through chord changes other than 151. And if you want to master 151, the intro to Fretboard Mastery is completely based on full range optimized pathways on 151s. This type of thing. All right, so the next step for you right now is to set up a demo lesson with me. The first one is free. For all the rest of you guys, you know what's next on the table. You know you can do the intro package or you can go all in on the school. But if you've never taken advantage of the demo lesson, that's for free. The first one is free. So you can book that as well. Link in the description. And we'll talk about that full 5-step process. And we'll be able to assess if you can complete the journey on your own or if you need some help to get there. I'll tell you, it's way faster if you have some help. It definitely takes less than 6 months. I actually now officially guarantee it will take you less than 6 months to complete this process. If it takes you longer than 6 months, you get your money back, but you'd have to complete the entire process, and otherwise you can't ask for a refund, obviously. And the whole thing is, if you complete the entire process, it's clockwork alchemy. So, you know what I mean? That's why I can offer the guarantee. You better be prepared to put in the work. You better be prepared to show up to class and complete that 5-step process. For the rest of you, want to get your feet wet, intro package if we've already had a demo lesson. If we never had a demo lesson, book that, link in the description, and I'll talk to you soon.